This is not just a demo. This will be the first day of your class, where I'll be explaining you what is DevOps, why I am teaching it, and what I'm going to teach. Also, we'll be talking about the course content in detail, and then at the end of the demo, I'll take your questions. So I'm sure most of the people know what is DevOps. I'm going to quickly run through it, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me at the end of the demo. Course content will take some time, and we'll talk about course content also. So let's get started. I'm sure everybody here is to be a DevOps engineer, an architect, or a lead, or manager. So varieties of people join in our class, from different background, different experiences. Everyone's intention is to be DevOps. I'm sure your intention is also that, right? But you must have already searched and inquired, and it's more confusing than getting a satisfying answer, right? What tool to learn, what to learn, from where to start, where to end, how much to learn, what certification to do. I know many questions. All right. you know um and I've been training DevOps from a very long time now, so I know all the kinds of questions that you're going to ask, right? So it's pretty confusing today, and new technologies are coming in. Recently we're working on a project. We deployed some new Kubernetes technology, which even I did not know it existed, and but it was awesome experience. But for a newcomer, these new technologies confuse us more. People say learn this, learn that. I can promise you one thing though. By the end of the course, you will have a great understanding of what to do in your career. Let me mute you. Okay. So what to do in your career, as in, yes, the DevOps, will get started, you'll be started working, but you will have more clear idea in your IT career what is good for you and what is not good for you. Okay. So but starting from now, right, it's more confusing than understanding, right? My name is Imran, guys. Imran Teli. You can find me on LinkedIn also. I have some courses on Udemy as well. I've been teaching DevOps from quite some long time now. In the IT industry, I'm more than 11 years experience. Systems engineer, cloud, virtualization, DevOps from 2013 or 14, 2013 to be specific. Starting with that, 2013. Yes, I know. It existed 10 years back also, so but people didn't know. I was always interested in doing automation, and I was interested in infrastructure systems engineering, and scripting and programming. So I used to get creative ideas to do automate many things. So that's how I automatically came into DevOps. This is not a field that I chose because it did not existed back then, but automatically I came into DevOps. And while I'm doing that, I have helped a lot of people as a freelancer, as a trainer, as a consultant, and I did a lot of certification to make myself recognizable in the market. From Red Hat, I have certified in Ansible, OpenStack, Gluster, OpenShift, Kubernetes, Puppet. In AWS SysOps, AWS DevOps, AWS Security Specialist. And in distance past, I did RHCE, VCP, Python from EDX, and also DevOps Foundation. The list is a little more longer, but this is enough relevant. As I said, I'm being in the area of consulting and stuff, so I need to do this certification. If you have any question about certification, you can ask me at the end of the demo. I have knowledge in DevOps, cloud computing, collaboration, and scripting, and I expect this will be your knowledge by the end of the course. So it's my passion towards training and sharing. It started back very long back when I started training people in the company, in the organization, freely. But then I started getting paid for that, and I got more interested. So what I do, I share. That's what I like. So it's my passion towards that. Why should you learn DevOps? I'll give you some good reasons with power, backed up with good statistics, guys. DevOps is one of the top skills people are looking in the IT industry. Yes, people say upfront that, but I'll give you some numbers, and you can do the number crunching later. So starting with from industry arc survey and a forecast, basically forecast. It says the DevOps market is going to reach $12.5 billion by 2025. So some people say DevOps is, maybe it will be dead in few years and stuff. No, not for sure for the beginning, but at the end of the demo, you will understand why DevOps cannot be dead, because it's a very different thing. So compound annual growth rate 25.2%, and these numbers again increases. This is the prediction till 2025, but I'm sure in the next year you see this number will increase, and sure this number will also increase. And I've been seeing this from a long time, so that's what is happening. One more survey I want to show you, which is from Atlassian, quite a big name in the DevOps industry. Atlassian, many awesome tools. Like the best one I love is Terraform from Atlassian. You have Jira, amazing tools. Vagrant, yeah, amazing tools from Atlassian in DevOps. And this is a survey from them, 2020. This year survey will come in some time. So I would like to show you some point. I'm not going to run you through whole survey, but some points. It says DevOps is now a corporate term. DevOps actually just got started, guys. DevOps was not even a corporate term. There was not a designation called as DevOps previously. We used to name people as, systems engineer or software engineer, so developer, or build and release, like that. But DevOps was not a term, not a designation, but now it is. Okay, companies are giving in the designation DevOps Consultant, DevOps Architect, DevOps Engineer, like that, right? You say over 90% said the DevOps had direct impact in the business metrics. So when you work in a company, you're going to directly impact their business, more or less. 85% have faced barriers in implementation of DevOps. This is the most interesting number here. 85% people are having problem currently. This is today's time I'm talking about. Yes, even if you say 100% of people are doing it, 85% are facing barriers. Why? Well, lack of skills, legacy infrastructure, like still physical machines or still virtual environment, not containerized or not cloud computing, and most importantly lack of skills. This is the one thing that I see, and I really really want to make change in this area. Okay. And adjusting to corporate culture, people are, and this is for probably I can put it in the last, but this is also super important. And some more numbers. 99% people said they have a positive impact after DevOps has come. And this is interesting number, 80 from 85%. 37% lack of skills, 36% legacy infrastructure, and people who are using legacy infrastructure are also having lack of skills. So both you can see lack of skills, right? And I'll give you the link, I'll give you this PDF, you can download this and you can read all the statistics if you want. But I just wanted to give you some numbers, not just some words that you can take for granted. So if you see that DevOps is one of the top skills people are looking, because most of the people don't have skills, right? It's in high demand. Supply demand basically, right? Supply is low, the demand will increase, the price will increase. So price will increase, so people are ready to pay high amount of money. One of the highly paid job. You can check on Indeed, Glassdoor, Quora, or you can use, by reading the research, you can use your common sense also, right? I mean, people are looking, so they will definitely ready to pay more. Right? So you can post a question on Quora and find out, how much they are getting paid. They're really getting paid handsomely. And the third reason is, the all companies are making software delivery better, constantly and efficiently. What this really means is the product is getting developed, but it is not getting delivered as fast as it is getting developed. So to make the delivery faster, you make more delivery faster, you make more money. Right? You're manufacturing something, you're best in that, but if you're not able to deliver in the market, you don't make money. Right? Same is for the softwares. You're not able to deliver in the market in time and consistently, then you don't make much money. Right? So DevOps can help IT organization, DevOps will help IT organization to deliver their product faster and with more efficiency. Right? So that means everyone in the IT industry needs DevOps. Who is into delivery or development needs DevOps. Right? So why me? There are many courses in the market. I'll give you some good reasons. I've trained thousands of people, so I have experience. Yes, I focus on real-time implementation in DevOps. Right? What I do, I try to train people on that, and so far I'm very successful on that. So not just hello world programs here, guys. We'll have some product which will deploy, will automate it, we'll do CICD on that, which we'll talk about. Right, so I'll teach you how to excel in software delivery. We have multiple projects in our course which will show you how you can deliver the softwares quickly and efficiently. And most importantly, in this course I'll show you how multiple technologies work together. right? First month you will learn different technologies, and then after that we'll start integrating those technologies together in the second month. You will see by the end of the course you would have integrated all the technologies, and then any technologies comes in your way, you will be able to integrate it. Okay, that's just connecting the pieces of puzzle. That's super important. Without that, there is no CI/CD pipeline, there is no DevOps. And I have really put lots of effort in creating this content and this course material, scripts, all of those things and projects. So you're going to get all those. I know you do not have experience in DevOps. That's why you are here. You are here to get the experience of DevOps. This is not just a course. This is an experience of DevOps with the project. Okay. And I'm really passionate about training, and you can find that in the course also. And sometimes I'm very funny also, sometimes, not always. Okay. And I'm always here for you guys. If you have any question, any doubt, something is not working, breaking, whatever is happening, I'm here. You ask me question, I'm always there to help you. Okay, we have a Google Classroom where you can share your questions and with screenshots and all, and I'll surely guide you, okay, how to progress. What do we have in the chat? All right. So what exactly is DevOps? I know you must been gone through so many definitions and description and all. Let's go through this one quickly. I know most of the people know what is DevOps, so let's do it. So some people will say DevOps is about scripting, automation, maybe, but they're wrong. Some says DevOps is about cloud computing, maybe. Ultimately, they'll be wrong. DevOps is about culture, somewhat, okay, but not just like that, right? It's about tools. There are many tools. I learn all the tools, I'll be DevOps. What tools? Which tools? How many tools? How to integrate? Okay, many questions. This gives more question than answer, right? So let's understand what exactly is DevOps. Either all of this is true or all of this is false. Let's find out. So DevOps introduction, let's set a stage. We're going to talk about a software life cycle, how a product is getting developed and it is getting delivered, and what are the challenges you have, and then how DevOps can fix those challenges. Let's talk about it. So everything starts with a good idea, guys. Okay, you have a product idea. Okay, like Penny here has an idea to develop a mobile app. She's very good in arts. She create art pieces, and she has a good exhibition, and she's very famous in the local market, but she wants to go national, international, and the only way she thinks is developing a mobile app for her business, typical e-commerce app, right? But Penny yes, she's excited for the app, so that's going to be her one business now, mobile app. But she does not have the team of developers, testers, system admin. She has no clue about computers, ITs, and systems. Okay, she's from arts, and she's best in that, but definitely have no clue about what is the development part, right? And also delivery. So she approaches a software consulting firm, Swoosh. Yeah, nice name. And these people listens to the idea of Penny. She explains that this is the app that I want to develop. I cannot do it, so will you guys please help me? And we'll talk more about that story, but let's understand some concepts first. So when this talk starts, the idea is getting delivered to the consulting firm, and consulting firm is going to start a process called a software development process. Software development process is a very well organized process, proper protocols. People will follow that in the team, and they'll develop the product and deliver the product. So let's see what is a software development process. So first step, it's step by step. First step is requirement gathering. You're collecting the requirement from the users, from the customers, from the clients, from the systems, what kind of systems you will need, what kind of requirement will the user will be having, what will be the product features. So all the requirements will be collected in the first step. Second step is about planning. What do we want to do? What will be the cost for it? What all resources we are required? What will the risk associated with it? Those things will be planned based on the requirement. Next comes design. So architects, based on the planning, will design the product, and designing like architects design, right? The house architects, interior designers or architects, they give you the design documents, right? So here they'll give you architectural design documents. Basically they'll give you a roadmap how to develop the product, and then the software developers will start developing the product. Okay, so you get the information from the architect, the developer starts developing the product. That's where that hundreds and thousands of lines of codes will be written to create the software. And while this is happening, the product will be also tested by the quality assurance team, QA team, or software testers. They'll test if the product has any defects. If there is any defects, it can be resolved now before it goes to production. Once that is tested, then the ops team, the operations team, like system admins, right, and every kind of administrators will be working together and deploying the products to the servers from where the users can start using it. Okay, so operations team will be doing this regular maintenance. The maintenance will be actually they'll be doing monitoring, right? And then the maintenance phase is basically combination of both. Developer will give new features, and it's the job of the operations team to deploy those new changes and make sure it's always up and running. So there'll be regular changes, plus there should be uptime as well. Okay, so this process is called as software development lifecycle, SDLC. Okay, requirement gathering, planning, architects will be designing it, developers will be developing it, testers will be testing it, operations team will deploy and maintain it. Okay, and this is a cyclic because this goes again and again. Excuse me. Okay, now there are different models in SDLC. You have waterfall model, you have agile model, spiral, big bang, and a few others. Right now, different models in SDLC means different ways, different path to reach the same destination. As you are traveling somewhere and you have multiple roadways or multiple methods to reach to your destination. You will decide which is right for you based on various factors. Like you will say how much time it takes me to reach, or what is the cost, right, and what are the risks. Different factors will make you make a decision to which path to choose. And we will be back in our story in a moment, but we will be comparing between two models, waterfall model and agile model, and that will actually give birth to the DevOps. So waterfall model is like this. Requirements get filled, it comes to the design phase. Design gets completed, it goes to the development phase, implementation phase, right? It's called as waterfall because water cannot go up, cannot go back. So first phase needs to be completed, then only it goes to the next phase. That phase is complete, then only it goes to the next phase. There's no going back here. Okay, so like that, development, then testing, and then the maintenance. Now there are some downsides, actually many downsides with this waterfall model. It may take months to deliver a working product. Maybe the clients or the customer, in our case Penny, wants to see the product, but it's going to take months for us to see the first glimpse of the product. And in the meantime, she may have new requirement, new changes she wants to do. It cannot happen because the water cannot go back, right? It's waterfall model, so it cannot accommodate new changes, right? And there are many other downsides also in this. uh, Maybe there are upsides also, but we're not here to talk about that now. Penny, coming back to the story, Penny working with the product manager. Let's name him as wait, I'll pick up some name from here. Samir. Okay, let's say Samir is the product manager, and she explains that, hey, I am not sure about my requirements. It may change, okay, and I would like to observe the product development, and then only I can give you some feedback. So Samir says, okay, fine, this is not a good idea. Waterfall is definitely not a good idea. So the new thing is decided. Instead of developing the product all at once in the waterfall, divide it into smaller list of features. We're developing features, developers are developing features, so let's divide those features into smaller list. Okay, let's say 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks we'll develop first 5 features. Let's say 2 weeks. Okay, first 2 weeks, first 5 features, and then we'll show it to Penny. If this is good or she has some feedback, we can move it to the next iteration. Next 2 weeks we'll develop another 5 features, or maybe there will be some changes, right? And every time we develop that, right, those set of features will demonstrate it to Penny, and she can give feedback, right? So this is iterative. This is called as Agile SDLC. Agile SDLC is iterative, right? You have an iteration of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, depends. And every iteration, you will collect the requirement, will plan it, design it, develop it. Mostly it will be development, testing, deploy, and maintain. Okay, these three things will be there mostly. Everything, most of the things will be planned already, but as the new requirement comes in, new ideas will be injected, so those things can come again. Okay, now in Agile is also big umbrella. It has Scrum, Kanban, few other things. Anyways, so this is iterative. This is awesome. So every iteration we demonstrate to the customer, Penny, she gives the feedback, and we can change it in the next iteration. Okay, and you must have observed one thing: the testing is happening at every iteration. So we are not waiting at the end of the product to get completed and then test and then expect hundreds and thousands of errors and then do the redevelopment. That's not required. Every iteration it is getting tested, right? Let me talk quickly about a build and deploy concept, what happens regularly. So while this product is getting developed, right, to give an assurity, the developer is going to write the code and they will build the code. Build is a process which generates the software from the code. We'll learn that in detail later, but just FYI for now, right? Build is a process that generates softwares from the code, from the source code. So developer in their development environment, they will run multiple builds, and they will see, okay, then they'll test it in their local environment, and then from that one of the build, they'll say, okay, this build is good to be promoted to the next level, and they'll say, hey, you can, to the ops team, you can deliver it to the maybe staging environment. Staging environment means non-production environment, where things can be tested more. The product will be tested here. If everything is good, then it goes to the production environment. Okay, this is a normal build and deploy process in short, very, very short. There are many phases here, right? But this is how it happens. Build and deploy process happens very, very regularly. Now, in this process, when the software testers are testing, they may many times not be able to access the environment, or maybe their test cases are failing. Things are going wrong. Things are breaking. Okay. Now, when this is happening, and this is all in the release management. Release management is a process before production deployment. Development, testing, all those things are happening. This is release management process, right? And this release management, the operations team will be helping the developers, testers to set up the environment, and they can develop and test the product. But in this, so many times their deployments will be failing. There will be regular deployments. There could be multiple failures also, and for the failures, the operations team will be contacted. Right? We deployed the product, it was working in my machine, but it is not working in the staging environment or production environment. Right? This happens very regularly. Right? Somehow this gets fixed. They communicate, talk. I'm right now in a project going into this phase actually. Okay, this is a very painful process. It works in my machine, but it doesn't work in your machine that you deployed. Okay, you'll hear this. So this happens, one thing. And somehow they promote it from the dev environment and move it to the production environment. Production environment, boom, failure. Now, what is happening really? Things are working in the development environment, but when you move to staging, problems, somehow they fix it, move to production, failure. What's happening? This is what I'm currently in one of the project. So why the failures are coming, you need to understand that. Now, operations team is going to deploy with the possibility that as it is working in your environment, it's going to work in the staging and production environment, right? But the problem of the failures could be one, that both the environments are not in sync. When I say in sync, there are many things that can go out of sync. For example, data of the database, okay, versions of the softwares. Here you are having different versions of the operating system or kernel version or software version, or the other side you have different versions. Most of the time, take my tip, guys, when you are getting these kinds of problems, check versions, dependencies versions. Small dependency version creates big problem. This is my tip for you. If you're working in release management and even CICD, DevOps, failures are coming in. If it's working in dev, test, we're failing in production, check the versions of the dependencies. Most of the time, you'll find the problem. Okay, so Environments are not in sync. Yes, that's one big reason. Also, other reasons are development tools are making the development very fast, but the operations team is not able to cope up with these fast changes. Development has become very fast, and the ops team is still slow. And production servers may need some changes, some tweaking into the database, right? And some networking change, some firewall change, software version change that is not informed. Operation teams does not get information of that. Okay, it's more over a communication problem, guys. Developer will do many things in their systems which they'll not tell all the information about it, or testers will do many things while they're building their systems. Well, they'll getting some error, they'll change some version here to there, this information is not passed. Okay, the biggest problem is actually communication, and then ops team have to figure out, right, which takes a lot of time. Understand, there will be regular code changes. If there is agile, there will be regular code changes, there will be regular deployment, there will be regular testing. So this goes on, and this problem is coming, so the problem will also go on and on, right? Regular deployments request. Okay, developers will be like this and ops team will be like that. Okay, so that's the problem, right? Too many deployments. You need to understand, operations team is not just lazy or slow, they are very much occupied and they have very different mindset. Okay, they need to make sure the system is always up and running. One moment please. System should be always up and running. They are ITIL process driven. Okay, developers are agile, ops team is ITIL. Okay, ITIL is proper, what do you say, like a government office work, proper sign offs, right? And they get regular deployment requests with this, which they have to do with that. There are no clear instructions and they're very, very occupied with the production environments. Okay, so you need to understand that from the ops part also. In middle of all this, the customer is suffering. Okay, Penny is suffering. There was a promise that she will see the product's first glimpse, but it is not developed. It is not, what I can say, the product is not delivered because there were problems, right? And okay, Samir, right? Yeah, Samir, the project has had passed the deadline. He promised something, but he is not able to deliver it. Now this starts development versus operation. Before DevOps, there is development versus operation. Developers are agile, fast and quick. Operations is ITIL, stability means slow. So they are poles apart, guys. Okay, they're different mentality. And this is a very famous saying in DevOps. We say tossing the code over the wall. And the wall is the wall of confusion. The developer does not know what is operations, how it works, servers, networking, all those things. They have no idea, right? And ops team have no clue about development part. And so there is a wall of confusion. And developer, they'll develop the product and they'll just toss it over the wall. Hey, my work is done. Take it. Recent, as I'm telling you, right? Recently, I'm in this area and I was explaining this in to a developer, and 2 days back itself, he understood really what I mean by having working with him regularly, right? So, oh, it works in my machine. They'll develop the product and they'll send it. Okay, fire it away. And while this is happening, the development will say, your deployment is taking too long. I need to pass on new features. And ops team will say, you do not give me clear instruction. You have half-baked code, right? So this fight goes on. And in the middle of all this, now Penny has brought some more friends, or should I say it's an existing customer, to check the app. Okay, and it is very embarrassing that it is not working. Now she wanted to start a business, but there's a failure in the app. It's very, very embarrassing. And now the head of the company, will you say, okay, MD or someone, let's say Pradeep, okay, knows that an unhappy customer means business loss. Okay, he also remembers one more thing. He attended an Agile conference. Now this is a true story. Okay, names changed. Pradeep has attended an Agile conference, and there was a guy called as Jagdish who was delivering, I'll tell you the real name. Patrick Dubois has given an Agile conference. Sorry, he gave a talk in an Agile conference where he explained that developers have become agile. Yes, dev is agile, but ops is still waterfall. They're still slow. If you want them to to bridge the gap, you need to make sure they work together, understand what each other will do. By listening all this, actually Flickr was the first company who introduced how they did DevOps in another conference after this meet. Okay, but let's come to our story. Okay, so Samir remember that, and then he thinks that, why not bring a DevOps consultant who can help us? So he ropes in a DevOps consultant. Okay, let's say Usman. Usman is the DevOps consultant, and Usman, who is the DevOps consultant, explains that DevOps is about communication, collaboration, and integration. It's not just a tool, it's a technology, not a technology, or not just a process that I can apply and things will work. Okay, all people need to communicate, collaborate, and integrate. So he brings in all the party, the development part and operations part, and he explains what is DevOps. He explains the development team about the concept of operations and stability. What is operations team, what they do, and why stability matters, right? He goes to the ops team and he explains the concept of agility, why you need to be faster, why ops team needs to be faster and better. Okay, explains both the party, and he tells everyone to automate everything, each and everything. Whatever things are done manually, you need to automate that. I remember this in 2012 or 13 that, I was working in an organization and they were like, automate everything, automate this, automate that, learn automation, learn this language, that language for automation, learn whatever you want, but just automate. Okay, we did not have a big picture that time. We just started doing automation, lots of automation. I was already interested into that, so I just jumped in. Okay, and we had like Puppet and Python and all. So whatever, every team, anywhere, just automate like that. So there are many things that needs to be automated, guys. There is a code build process, right, which creates the software from the code. That needs to be automated. Code testing process needs to be automated. Software testing needs to be automated. Infrastructure level change needs to be automated. Deployments needs to be automated. Everything, anything, security, DB, everything, anything needs to be automated. Once you automate everything, then you can integrate it. So while you are automating all this, okay, all the teams needs to work together, communicate what they are doing, work together, right, and collaboratively work together and integrate everything. Trust me, when you want to do all kinds of automation, you need to work with different teams. So dev and ops team needs to work together to do this, right? And meet Avengers. Justice League? No, our team. Okay, a team of build and release, developers, testers, system admin, DB admin, everybody. Okay, they are the superheroes. Okay, they work together and they automate each and everything, right? And comes finally the integration. This is called as DevOps Lifecycle. DevOps Lifecycle is all those automated things will be integrated together and executed in a proper order. Okay, so starting with code. Now this is not everything. This could be more or less, depends on your project and organization. But of course it starts with the code. The developers develops the code and they will commit it into a repository. Automatically a process called as code build will start, and it will generate software artifact. Okay, and then there will be some code test, unit test, integration test that will get conducted all automatically. Code analysis, vulnerability assessment, best practices, all those things will be tested. Okay, multiple tests are going on here, right, and all are getting executed automatically one by one. Then the delivering, the code is ready, the artifact is ready, it is tested. Now it will be delivered to the servers, to staging environment. Any database related change, any security related change, network related change will be done also automatically. Okay, so there'll be scripts and stuff and tools that will be doing all this automatically. Okay, when it is delivered to the staging environment, software testing will be conducted automatically again. Okay, QA, functional, load, performance, different kinds of tests. Okay, if everything checks out fine, then it can be deployed to production environment. Again, automatically, that depends, automatically here or not. I mean, trigger can be automatic or can be manual, but definitely everything is automated. Then the live traffic will be redirected to that environment, to the new environment, to an existing environment. Everything works out fine, user no complaint, then it goes, okay, and stays, and you keep monitoring. This is DevOps lifecycle. Take a moment. All right, moving on. You must have seen this diagram, right? Very famous diagram. Yes or no?
Yes.
What is this? It's called as infinite loop. Okay, this goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so that's a symbol of DevOps lifecycle. Actually, it's a symbol of DevOps lifecycle. Why? Because it goes on and on. DevOps lifecycle goes on and on because a new code gets committed, which will happen very regularly in today's time at least. And whenever the new code is committed, the lifecycle starts, right? And then again, code commits, again it starts. Again, code commits, again it starts. So this goes on and on. So that's why that symbol of DevOps, infinity loop. Okay, now DevOps lifecycle and throwing some tools over here. If you know these tools, fine, you can relate where they fit in which place in the lifecycle. If you don't know, that's fine, we'll learn these things later. So pushing the code to Git. This is example. Okay, one tool. Pushing the code to Git. Tool like Jenkins can fetch the code and build the code by using build tools like Maven or Docker, depends on what you're building. Then stores the software into Nexus Sonatype repository. And you have your environment, your servers on AWS. So any changes that will be provisioned automatically. And then automation tool like Ansible or Chef or Puppet or scripts will fetch the software from Nexus repository and deploy to dev, QA, staging, production environment one by one. And while they're deploying in dev, QA, staging, there'll be load and functional and different kinds of tests will get executed on the software. Okay, now this is example with one tool, guys. The tools which they can definitely be changed with some other tools. Okay, so this is a DevOps lifecycle, and it's a continuous process, goes on and on. As I have told you, regular code changes, so the process repeats. So being a DevOps is not just a responsibility to automate. Okay, that's one part. You automate and then integrate. Right? In the DevOps lifecycle, you have to keep integrating. Okay, DevOps definition. This is by far the best definition that I like, which I found on the net. Okay, I don't go on definitions, and I suggest you don't go on definitions either. Focus on the objective. The objective of DevOps is to deliver code quickly and efficiently. That's the objective. Definition comes. Okay, so what is the definition then, right? So it's a philosophy. DevOps is a philosophy of unifying development and operations team at culture, practice, and tools level. So culture is the agile culture, whatever culture the developers are going on. The DevOps ops team, everyone needs to mold with that culture. They need to adopt the similar policies and practices. And tools, there are many tools that are used by the developers and testers and ops team together. For one of the biggest example is Jenkins. It can be used by developers, testers, and ops team. Okay, and that can be integrated with many other tools. Like that, there are other tools also. We talk about Docker also. It's like that. So at the tools level also, things will be integrated together. Right? All right. So that was DevOps, guys, and I hope you got some clarity on what really DevOps is. Now let's talk about the DevOps skill set. What skill set that you need to have to be a DevOps, and what all you need to do, what all you need to learn. Okay, these are the skill set. The primary is communication and collaboration. You should be able to communicate between teams, across teams. Okay, and collaboratively work together. That's the primary skill. You need to have operating systems knowledge, Linux systems or Windows system, wherever you're working. Infrastructure knowledge, a broad knowledge on the infrastructure like network, storage, how do the things works together, right? Virtual machines, cloud computing. You should need to have broad knowledge on this one, not very deep. Cloud computing is a default skill in today's DevOps line. You are a DevOps, by default it will be assumed that you know cloud computing. So you need to have cloud computing skills because that will help you automate infrastructure also. Development of SDLC. Okay, development SDLC knowledge, right? Agile, what is agile? How the developers work, different terminologies. We'll see that in Git and all those things also. Build and release automation, which is basically continuous integration. Okay, so Jenkins, let's for example, can fetch the code, build the code, test the code, and upload the artifact to Nexus. That is continuous integration. We'll learn that in detail. We'll do it actually. Right, so you should be able to do that. Automation of the operating system task. Any operating system, Windows, Linux, you should be able to automate those tasks, what is done manually. Then orchestration. integrating all these automation pieces together to form a continuous delivery process. Network and security knowledge is need to have, because you're going to work with the operating system, with cloud computing, and more importantly today's time, containers, Docker, Kubernetes. Okay, so you need to have the network and security knowledge. So these are the skill set that you need to have in today's time. How much to learn, what to learn, how much, that we will discuss in the course. Right, so let's talk about quickly about course coverage, what I'm going to cover in this course. And as I say, we do it like a professional, not just hello world programs. Right, we'll see actually how things work, how they move. And for that we have a project, vProfile app, and there's one more project that is under development now, which is based on Node.js. Okay, if you're lucky enough in this course, I will show you that project also, but this will be our primary project. It's written in Java, and we are going to use this project to I'm basically giving you so you can change, I can show you some real-time challenges. Okay, what happens in real time, because in real time you're going to work on a product. So projects consist of multiple services. You have Nginx, Tomcat, RabbitMQ, Memcache, MySQL, Elasticsearch, and we are going to set up this project on our VMs, on cloud, on Docker, on Kubernetes, and we're going to do CICD and all the kinds of automation on this or for this product, like you do it in the real world in a project when you work. Okay, so the course starts from very basics, guys. So I know DevOps. I've been training people in DevOps from a long time. I know different people come from different background. So step one will be very basics. It will be basics of Linux. Server management we'll do on Linux. We'll go a little more than just basics of Linux actually. We'll see how we can manage servers on Linux operating system. We'll learn an automation tool, Vagrant, which is for virtual machines, because we need to set up many virtual machines on our computer. So I'll be using a tool called as Vagrant. You need to have basics of networking knowledge, because we are going to start after this cloud computing. So we're going to cover basics of networking, and we're going to set up vProfile project on virtual machines on our laptop. Okay, now this I call this as prerequisites. Okay, you're a developer, you're a tester, anybody from non-ops background. If you're already a systems engineer, you know Linux and networking, then this will be very easy, super easy actually. You already know this. But if you are a non-ops, like a developer or a tester or a completely new person in the IT industry, you have no clue about anything, so this one will help you a lot. This is going to be 1 week or around seven days or something like that. It will go, and you need to be really focused in this time, very focused. It's not just any other class, guys, where first 2-3 days you have just introduction, this and that. Okay, this is the introduction, today's day. Okay, you need to be very focused in the course, and very much hands-on course it is, so you need to practice this, especially for people who are new. Okay, once you get good hands on the system, command line and all those things, guys, then the rest part becomes easier. Okay, step 2, as I said, we're going to deploy the project. After that, step 2 is AWS Cloud Computing. We're going to see cloud services like IAM, EC2, EBS, ELB, S3, CloudWatch, RDS, autoscaling, Route 53, ACM. These are the services we'll be seeing in part 1 of AWS. We have 2 parts of AWS. This is part 1. Once we do part 1, we will move our product vProfile from our laptop to AWS Cloud, and we'll host as we are hosting it for production environment. Okay, so here not only just learning the services, but using them to run our product. Okay, and you can run it, you can host it, you can actually run it and host it for production. So you'll learn all those things here. Right. Apart from this, there will be few more services we will be integrating when we are deploying our product. Like we'll be using Amazon MQ, Memcached, okay, some other services also. Right. So step 3, then we'll start learning the continuous integration, continuous delivery concept. Okay, so version control system, Git, GitHub, build tool, Maven, and continuous integration. We'll understand what it is. We'll see how Jenkins can help us do continuous integration. We'll see Jenkins as a build server. We'll do different kinds of build, test, deploy, notification, master slave concept. We'll integrate Jenkins with varieties of tools like SonarQube, Nexus, Maven, Git, and few other tools, even AWS Cloud. We'll see continuous integration pipeline, we'll see Jenkins administration. Of course, this is for our vProfile project we are learning. So we can do continuous integration for our vProfile project. We'll have a CI/CD pipeline. What you see on the screen is actually a CI/CD pipeline. This is going to be for our product. So we're going to fetch the code, build the code, test the code, and deploy to Tomcat servers. Okay, a CI/CD pipeline, and this is going to be freestyle and pipeline as a code. There are different types of pipeline. So let me tell you up front, we have pipeline as a script also, pipeline as a code also, scripted pipeline also. Now till here, all good. The next phase, we are going to shift our gears and it's going to be more of scripting. Okay, so over here, people from operations background, system admins especially, may not be good or may not be aware about programming and scripting. So in step 4, we are going to learn bash scripting. Basics of scripting we'll see what are variables, conditions, loops, and we'll see how to automate day-to-day admin task. Now bash scripting, people say is legacy, it's old, but I'll tell you, till today bash scripts are used like every day, many places. I use it. I know the most of the advanced automation tool, but still bash script is required. It's like very basic thing. You need to know what it is and how to write a bash script. So we are covering it not only to learn bash scripting, but to gain some scripting knowledge. Then we'll switch our gears and learn Python scripting, programming language. We'll see basics of Python programming, variables, data types, conditions, loops, functions, modules, etc. And then we'll see how we can use Python for the automation of the OS task. And I will also show you how you can use Python to do any kind of automation, literally. Cloud task, Jenkins task, okay, any kind of task you can automate with Python. Okay, it's a huge variety of libraries, and which you just know basics of Python and you can do wonders. Okay, so that was about scripting. This is not just to teach you scripting, but to make you aware. This is more of awareness, guys. Have some hands-on programming, so you can learn the sophisticated automation tools like Ansible. Okay, next comes Ansible. We're going to learn Ansible in great detail. Okay, so you're going to see what is YAML, JSON, variables, conditions, loops. So all the programming concepts you're going to see in Ansible also. Handlers, templates, variables in the deep, actually roles, how we can use Ansible to not only for system automation, but AWS cloud automation also. Ansible is a multi-purpose automation tool. You can use it to automate varieties of tasks. Okay, this is one of my most favorite tool in DevOps. Okay, name me 2 tools. Wait, I'll say 3 tools. Jenkins, Ansible, Docker. Okay, my 3 favorites in DevOps. Okay, and really this is, you really need to master these 3 things: Ansible, Jenkins, Docker, and you are gold. Yes, solid. Okay, again, yes, of course, vProfile project with Ansible. Actually, we have 2 kinds of project with Ansible, one just with Ansible, one with combining with Ansible and Jenkins together, which is the superpower that I'm going to give you. Yes, if you can combine Jenkins and Ansible and Docker, you have superpower in today's time in DevOps. Okay, that I will show you how to do. Okay, AWS part 2, we are going to see VPC, that is networking in depth. We'll see log management, custom metrics. We're going to see AWS CLI, how we can manage AWS to command line, S3 CLI, CloudWatch again, Beanstalk RDS. We're going to redeploy a vProfile project on AWS Cloud. This will be different than what we did previously. Okay, more manageable. Then we're going to see CI/CD pipeline on AWS. No Jenkins, no Nexus, no Git. All AWS services will use to do CI/CD. I'm giving you different kinds of, what I can say, weapons to fight the DevOps battle. Okay, so you need to know how to do CI/CD not only from one style. Okay, different styles. Right, so you can work in different projects, or best, you can crack different kinds of interview. Yeah. Okay, routing policies we'll be talking about. Deployment strategies, what strategy is good, what is bad, how it works, which one should you apply, adopt. We'll talk about that as well. Blue green deployment, A/B testing, canary deployment. right? And finally, the last thing we'll be doing in our course is Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so we'll see enough Docker so we can containerize any application. So this is where I'm working right now in a project, containerizing an application, working with the developer and trying to fix all the problem in the development stage itself. I'll definitely share all that knowledge and information with you, my own experience. As I said, I know you people don't have experience in DevOps, and you are here to collect experience in DevOps, not just a training. Okay, so I will show you how you can containerize any kind of application. And then Kubernetes is the most famous orchestration tool today, and I will show you how to set up Kubernetes for production environment. So here I'll tell you one small thing that happened very recently. I have trained a placement batch, uh, freshers, okay, college passed out, and went for the interview initially, or they had some problem because the lockdown and all happened right at that time, so they couldn't go for the interview. They went for an interview. Okay, so last month, 1 month back, they went for an interview. 30 people. Out of that, 7 people got selected. All they're trained by me. 7 people who got selected. Not bragging, just telling you how they got selected. Okay, just telling you how they got selected. So we got to know later why these 7 people only got selected and not other people. The reason, they were able to explain how to set up Kubernetes for production environment. That's what the interviewer was impressed, right? And so they're using the techniques and technologies that I told them to implement and set up Kubernetes for production. They explained that it is really a game changer. Kubernetes, if you know, it's really a game changer. Okay, so I will show you how you can set up Kubernetes for production, and different kinds of objects we'll be learning in Kubernetes: pods, services, controller, deployments. But let me also give you a disclaimer, guys. This is a DevOps course, not a Kubernetes course. So we won't be able to do everything in Kubernetes, but we'll do enough so you can run your project on Kubernetes as a DevOps, but not as a Kubernetes administrator. Okay, this is not a Kubernetes administration course. It's a DevOps course, and we are going to learn multiple tools and technologies, jack of all, master of none. Okay, but after this course complete, I'll guide you which area you should become master. So till the course completes, jack of all, master of none. After the course complete, jack of all, master of one. And what is that one? That you will know at the end of the course. Okay, you're going to tell me. Now, of course, CICD for containers. CICD for containers. Right. So I'll show you containerization of the project, how to set up a project, how to set up a Kubernetes cluster and run application, and also CICD for the containers, how to build the containers and deploy it on Kubernetes cluster. Okay. Along with that, I'm going to give you Terraform videos that I have created, and AWS securities videos and CloudFormation videos. Okay, and some Kubernetes videos that I am under development, which is optional. I mean, optional for me. Okay, but you can watch that. Hopefully it will be ready by the time that you complete this course. This is more Kubernetes from my side. Videos, you'll get the videos. Okay, so that is all, guys. That's what I wanted to talk in this entire demo, and I would like to talk about the course USP. I focus on real-time implementation. You must have already sensed that by now. Projects we are having, so you can implement your skill, so you can learn the skill and implement. Okay, assignments you will get if you're interested. I will see if you're interested. I'll keep giving you assignments. You submit the assignments, I give you more assignments, and we're going to collaborate through Google Classroom. So all doubts, all questions after the class, you can post it over there, and I will be answering that. You have lots of material. Don't worry about material, documents and scripts and all. Okay, you just relax, sit back and just practice. That's all I want you to do. Okay, we have a book, we have documents, scripts, code, many things we have. It's more than enough on your plate. And this is not just for the course only, this material. This for later also, after your course completes, when you work and when you want to just revise, revisit, find out, you can use these things. Okay, so that is the course USP, and that is the whole demo, and that is all from my side. Wow, that was 7:59. Okay, and now I was just checking the time and I was saying wow. All right, I just completed exactly 7:59. Anyways, So now I can take questions from you. Any questions you have, please do let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
hi.
Hello.
Yeah, this is having
One
a
at a time.
yeah, this is Imran.
Your voice is pretty low.
Hello.
Yeah, am I audible, Imran?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, currently I'm working as a manual tester, and is this the right choice for me to take and put some failure?
Okay. Who was it? Pranav or who is it?
Vasanti.
Vasanti. Okay. See, Vasanti, hey, can other people please mute? Please mute yourself. Let me quickly answer that. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so Vasanti, I can't give you, a career guidance like that. You're coming from a very different background. You have to make up your mind first of all.
Okay.
Okay, you have to make up your mind that you want to be DevOps. Then this is the right course for you, the best course for you. But if you want to be a tester and learn DevOps, then this could be too much also. Okay, because this is nowhere related to testing. Yes, one way it is related to testing is that we integrate work with software testers and add that into the CI/CD pipeline.
Okay.
Okay,
Actually, I
so
just
you
want
first make up your mind that you want to be a DevOps, then it is best course, I will say,
yeah,
for
I
a
would like
fresher, right?
to change my career path. That is the reason I have chosen this.
Sure. So you're not alone. Okay, there are many people who does this, and I've trained many to software testers, manual testers, automation testers in this area. Okay, don't worry, you're in safe hands. I'm saying this course is best for people who are new, that because we start from very basic Linux, basics of networking, basics of scripting, and then we show how the real world implementation also works. Okay,
Yeah.
so and we after this, if you have more hunger, then we have projects also. I have DevOps projects, 20 projects I have that you can do, and you can get more experience, which you can talk in the interview, and you can definitely get selected if you can talk all about all those projects that you did. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I got to know about you from Sai Teja. He's my brother, so yeah, that is
Oh,
where I
you're Teja's
got
brother.
some. Yeah,
Okay. All right. All right.
Now, one
thank you.
more question here.
Hello.
Thank
Yeah.
you. One more question. What is the responsibilities of the DevOps architect?
DevOps architect will be designing, okay, and will be it's actually not so much predefined, it's not standardized. I recently shown you the survey, right? It's just a corporate term. So DevOps architect will be in charge of designing what will be the right tool for your CI/CD pipeline, for your automation, right? Should you use Jenkins, or should you use cloud based? Should you use AWS? Should you use Azure? So DevOps architect will give the suggestions, design documents, create an architectural design, and then help the DevOps engineers
Hello.
Hello,
planning.
Imran.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, I have a
Hi,
doubt.
Imran.
My
Pranav, you
name is
want
Go
to?
ahead,
Pranav.
Pranav.
My name is Pranav. I have a doubt in this class.
Sure.
Uh, can I know the exact difference between waterfall and agile model?
See, waterfall works in phases. Okay.
Okay.
Let me go back to that diagram. And it's a legacy model. You actually don't need to know what is waterfall, but you need to know what is agile. But this is a comparison of what I was showing you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. Okay. So see here, requirement phase completes, then only goes to the design phase. If you have a new
Okay.
requirement here, you cannot go back. Right, this whole thing needs to be completed, and if you then want, can start another waterfall, right? But agile is a time frame where you need to develop these features. So you will have, let's say, in these 2 weeks you're going to uh, plan, develop, test, deploy, and maintain, right? And if there is new changes, that can be added in the next iteration. And also the product is getting tested every time. So
Okay.
you can
Thank you.
is in phases and is iterative.
One more small question. How we
Sure.
will integrate Docker with Ansible including the Jenkins. Can you explain scenario? Without
Yeah, yeah.
Ansible also we can integrate.
That's actually too early, but since you asked, the Docker and Jenkins can be integrated directly. I mean, wait a second. What are you trying to integrate? What way? Jenkins and Docker, right?
Yes, one scenario is Jenkins and Docker. Other one scenario is Jenkins with Docker plus Ansible. Can you differentiate the scenarios?
Now differentiate the scenario. It's all based on requirement. I'll tell you what I did for what. So
Okay.
building a Docker image, right, can be done through Docker engine. Okay.
Yeah.
Building a Docker image is like building a software. So which can be done. You can log into a Docker engine, write the Docker file, run the Docker build command, build the image, and then publish the image. So there are multiple commands that you execute over here to build and publish your image. Jenkins is famous for continuous integration from a very long time. Okay, so Jenkins is the. Hey, can you please mute? You can understand me much better. Please mute. Okay, let's go there. Yeah. So yeah, this one, right? So, so Jenkins is the best tool in continuous integration so far in the world. And Docker build process, which you're doing manually, what you will do is you can either install Docker engine in the Jenkins, or you can add Docker engine as a slave in the Jenkins, and you can fetch the source code, which will have the Docker file. From the Git, you'll fetch the code, which will have the Docker file, and Jenkins will execute Docker build command, build the image by getting the information from the Docker file, and then upload it, publish it to the registry like Nexus or Docker Hub anywhere. Okay, that's one thing. One more thing is that you can run Jenkins as a Docker container, and then you can build Docker images from that also. That is also one more case. Okay, integrating Ansible with Docker, what is not required. Okay, but if you have a few more steps, operating system level task, then you can execute Docker commands from Ansible playbooks also. But this is, as I said, not much required. If you have many instruction, then you can use Ansible playbook. But one Ansible can be more helpful is when you want to deploy these built images on the Kubernetes cluster. There's a Kubernetes cluster. So you build the Docker image and you don't need to deploy it on Kubernetes cluster. You can use Ansible running from Jenkins. So everything will be running from Jenkins. Docker build, Ansible. So you can write an Ansible playbook that can fetch the Docker file, build the image, store it on Docker Hub, and then deploy at the same time to Kubernetes cluster. So it's one script that will do all, and that script is running from Jenkins. Again, this is all based on requirement. Maybe Ansible is also not required, and you can just run a simple command, kubectl or Helm charts, and deploy it to Kubernetes clusters.
You mean to say that Kubernetes cluster is making automation? Then we need to
Kubernetes cluster is not automation. Kubernetes cluster is an infrastructure solution to run your containers.
So without Ansible, we cannot do that?
We can do that, but you asked me where, if I use Ansible, where it will fit in, right?
My doubt is that, you are cleared my doubt. Thank you very much. But thing is that, why mandatory scenario, we need to use compulsory to Ansible? Is it there any scenario?
No, see, there is nothing mandatory here. Okay, you can totally ignore Jenkins also and totally ignore Ansible also. You can do all that through command line, writing a bash script also. As I said, it's all based on requirement. I think you're dealing with some problem in your project, right?
My scenario is that, I understand. Your answer
hey,
is very clear.
Madhu, your name is right? Yeah, okay. Hold on your questions. Okay, let me take other question related to the course, and if you have time, we'll discuss about your project. Okay.
Hi, Imran.
Hey, Imran. Hi, Imran.
Hey.
So I have a question. So currently, so basically the DevOps you're concentrating, right? So currently the market is like basically the cloud side. So if you are going to cover this DevOps specifically, are you going to cover like specific to AWS in detail, or like
AWS?
I mean, okay. So basically, the AWS said what are all the core points that we need to touch from DevOps side that you are going to cover, right?
Yes, exactly. That's correct.
because
So,
I'm not part of cloud. I mean, I'm not part of cloud side, so I don't know what is exactly what are all the pinpoints that are that we need to know. Those are all I'm
Cloud,
not
there are
aware of
many
that.
services. If you today just after the course just Google AWS cloud services, number of AWS cloud services, you'll get a huge list. Okay, and that is for different kinds of audience. You have cloud services for machine learning, IoT, okay, programmers, developers, different services. Okay, our focus is DevOps, so we'll be touching SysOps and developer services. So if you
Okay.
match the course content, what we cover in the DevOps, it will match with the AWS SysOps and AWS developer.
Okay. So basically, I mean, once this course is done, and if you want to be part of like a AWS SysOps, or I mean, will there be any certification that we can do from that
Yes, I will
side?
talk about the certification also in the course, which is good certification for you. AWS provides like what now, some 7, 8 certification, different kinds, different areas.
Mm-hmm.
So I will tell you which is good for you. Okay, in the course you can talk about it, but I recommend you do it that after the course, because preparing for certification is takes time. You need to join a certification course, and you need to practice. You need to read a lot of documentation, and then you can sit for the exam.
Yeah, basically what my goal is currently, I want to change my, I mean, role completely. Earlier, I was part of a Java developer, and then I moved to, production support side, and then I moved to
Okay.
like some type of contact center technologies I worked on. Then now, depending upon the market, now I got to know there is some good opportunity from DevOps side. Now I want to be like completely concentrating on the DevOps side. So, but I'm not aware of anything on the DevOps side. So that's why is it the I'm thinking like this is the proper way to learn DevOps, and from there we can move to like cloud related certifications. That's why I asked this question.
Yes, actually, I don't want to brag about this, about the course and me again and again, but I
Mhm.
really say for anybody who is, who is new to DevOps, that this is the best course, guys, for you. You can check the feedback on the Udemy also, right? We take from the very basics and then the project implementation also. So you will learn how it's done in the real time also, and how you can start it from the very basics when you have no knowledge. Okay, and then I'm going to, at the end of the course, I have something called as farewell session, which I talk, where I talk about now from here onwards what you need to do, what certification, which area, which path, based on the current market. This farewell session frankly has been changing different based on the current market. Okay, who is
and
that,
and
man?
also we need, and also we'll have like I mean, from AWS side, we do need to have like hands-on sessions with some specific instances, right? Like are you guys going to provide those type of access or anything like that from cloud side?
No. You will create your own account, and you will
Mm-hmm.
practice what I tell you to practice. This is all hands-on course only. There is no theory
Mm-hmm.
here. I mean, yes, there is
Yeah.
theory, very minimum. This is all hands-on course only. Okay,
No,
so
but
you
there
need,
will be
after
like
the
some
class, you need.
charge.
I will
There will
talk
be like
about.
some
Don't worry.
charge. Yeah.
Most of the
Yeah.
things will come under free tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there will be some 100, 200, or maximum 300, 400 rupees, Indian rupees, that you will be
Mm-hmm.
spending on cloud if you are practicing all the production related stuff also. But if you don't want to
Understood.
do production related stuff, then no money, no charge. Okay, but I'm sure
Understood. Yeah.
everybody can spend 300, 400 rupees, right? In today's time.
No, I was in
Hey
meetings. I
Imran,
mean,
Rashmi here.
I have to join
Yeah.
using
All right. Next
my
question,
evening
Raja.
hours.
I'll take another question.
huh.
Sorry.
Hi, Imran.
Yeah,
Hey.
hi Imran, Rashmi here.
Yeah, Rajni.
Actually, my question is, are you going to teach only AWS DevOps, or means on-premises we can't use the DevOps?
You can do
Uh,
on-premise DevOps also. It's nothing like that. We are using AWS. See, on-premise, if you need to have, who is that? On-premise, if you need to have, like I will tell you now, to launch 10 virtual machines. If you don't have cloud, then you need to bring up 10 computers, right? So
Uh,
it
I,
will be
I
impossible for you
got
to
the
practice, but same thing you can
point.
implement. Sorry, what?
No. My question is like in current, in current IT, like all the projects, all the companies were using DevOps only on the AWS. This is my basic question. And if
Now,
we have to know the
so
dev, yeah.
see, for infrastructure solution, Rajni, 90%, more than 90% of the organization, this is statistics, okay, not some number that I'm saying, more than 90% of the organizations is using cloud computing, either public cloud or private cloud. In public cloud, you have three top names. The top one is AWS, after that you have Azure, then you have Google Cloud. Private cloud computing, where they have their data center, they set up their own private cloud by using things like OpenStack or vCloud Director or something like that, okay. But in any case, they will be using cloud, more than 90%, right? On the cloud, if they're using just virtual machines, then it really doesn't matter whether it's on the cloud, it's in a VM, it's a physical machine, it works same. But a cloud
you mean
computing,
to say that the concepts whatever you are going to provide,
yes,
it will be same for on premises or
yeah. Let
AWS,
me complete
right?
my wait, no, it's not yet, okay. Let me complete my answer. So if it's just virtual machines we are talking about, then yes, whatever you do on the cloud, you can do it on physical machine also, okay. But now cloud provides self-managed services, automation services clouds are providing, like for example, come on, so CICD on AWS cloud, right? This I'm going to show you. This is going to use AWS services like code commit, code build, code pipeline, code deploy, beanstalk, RDS. This is purely cloud services. These are not virtual machines. So these things you will not find it in physical environment. You need to build such kind of softwares, right? So these things cannot be done same way in the physical environment. That's why cloud, is more convenient for DevOps.
Okay.
Now you got it.
One of the use case you said, like for the CI/CD purpose, this DevOps is going to use. Other than the CI/CD purpose, what else we can use this DevOps?
Sorry, come again.
No. You said like one of the use case for the CI/CD process, right? We are going to use this DevOps. Other than the use case of CI/CD process, what else use cases we can this DevOps is going to helpful for us?
Okay, that's a very, very different question. It's the first time someone asked me. All right, good one. Okay, see, this is our end goal. Okay, and everything revolves around this. Everything. Some people will say, I am not doing CI/CD pipeline, but I am writing Ansible playbooks, which will ultimately get integrated in the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, or maybe you're just running Ansible, writing Ansible playbook, doing Ansible automation and automation with Ansible. Some people will say, I'm doing AWS cloud and I'm doing CI/CD on the cloud. I'm not doing CI/CD Jenkins style, right? But again, it comes in the part of the CI/CD. So my point is not just CI/CD, we call it as DevOps Lifecycle. So everything that we do in the DevOps revolves around this. This is the ultimate goal. Okay, this is the ultimate goal. This is where we have to reach. While we are traveling there, we will be doing multiple things, like we'll be working on Jenkins, we'll be working on AWS or Azure or Kubernetes or Docker, right? But ultimately, everything will come together in a DevOps lifecycle.
Hey Imran, this is Bilal. I have
Okay.
two quick
To
questions.
automate the process and all, like we are using like DevOps.
Sorry, what?
No, to automate the life cycle, are we going to use like DevOps?
This is what DevOps is, Rajni.
The automation.
Okay.
That itself is the automation. This is the end goal. This is what DevOps will do. This is DevOps like bread and butter, you can say.
Okay. Means
what you're seeing right now on the screen is DevOps.
Sorry for interrupt. Rajni, your question answer is that Agile will address the gaps between the developer and customer, whereas DevOps address the gaps between development team and operational team. Because whenever maybe you want to deliver the good quality of the product to the customer, there should be no gap between the development team and operational team. If we are maintaining a communication, as Imran said, better collaboration between the development team and operational team, it is easy to companies to deliver the quality of product to the customer. That is the DevOps backbone.
Actually,
good one,
my
Madhu.
question was.
Imran, all right, next question.
Hello,
People are waiting in the line.
Hello. Yeah, my questions are not technical. I just have
who is that?
and then I'm leaving.
Chandrasekhar. Hi, this is Vivek.
So
This is Pranav.
regarding Kubernetes images when we build, what is the
Mm-hmm.
level of code? I mean, do we have to know scripting? Because I've seen when if you it involves some kind of scripting.
Mm-hmm. So
So what
Kubernetes,
is
if
the
you're
mandate?
interested in
Yeah.
working in Kubernetes part, you should really know what is YAML. There is no really scripting out there. As part of the DevOps is concerned, you will be writing definition files. Okay, these definition
Right.
files will create objects like pod, container, deployment, persistent volume, config map. There are many kinds of objects. To write this definition file, you need to know YAML. To know YAML,
Yeah,
you
man.
should have some understanding of JSON. To know JSON, you should have some understanding about data structure. Like in Python, you have list and dictionaries and all.
Right.
So that's how it's related. But YAML is very, very easy.
Okay.
Like if you know Python data structure, YAML is just a piece of cake. It's just data
So
structure, man, just format.
okay. So this applies for Dockers as well. Docker
Docker,
images.
we have two things. We have Docker file, which is not at all a scripting. It's just a text file with some
Okay.
instructions. So there is no scripting there, not at all. But in Docker, we have Docker Compose, which is again in YAML format. So JSON and YAML is going to be very normal and regular thing that you will be doing in DevOps. JSON and YAML. Either you'll be reading data in JSON and YAML or writing them in JSON or YAML.
Okay, so previously I was using one DevOps tool where I was developing CI/CD pipelines.
Mm-hmm.
I used to follow the regular process of creating release, build, followed by for certain components, and followed by deploying. And also I was automating the same using by creating the CIs where we link the environments. First it has to deploy into dev, and then you add then to prod. That's how we used to automate the whole process. So what do I call myself? Am I a DevOps integrator or am I a DevOps developer?
Integrator.
So
you're already a DevOps man. You're already a DevOps man.
Okay.
I have a question.
It's just you may need to learn more tools. Maybe you just need to learn more tools. That's all. Okay.
Hey, Imran,
you're already a DevOps.
One last question.
Thank you.
So one question.
What's the duration of this class?
Hello.
And how many days a week we will be attending this class?
Two people are talking. One needs to back out.
Sir, can I have a question?
Yeah, what's the duration of this class and how many days a week we're going to attend the class, please?
Okay, Tech Hat. I think it's Tech Hat. Is it Tech Hat?
Yeah, my name is Bilal, basically.
Bilal, okay. So change your name better. Tech Hat maybe not a real name, right? All right. So Bilal, the course will.
Laptop, so that's why.
Yeah. Thanks. So Bilal, the course will go around 2 months. Okay, and it will be around 1 hour. But actually, we are going to have one more kind of batch now, 1.5 hour, which will go for 45 days around. And this will be for 1 hour per day. That will go for 2 months. So whatever you want, you can tell that, and based on the requirement, we'll try to formalize that batch.
Okay, is that starting soon too? Because I already have background in Linux administration. My goal is to focus more on the DevOps side.
Right. So any case, we start the class with basics of Linux. So if you want, you can skip 1 week. You can start from another week.
Hi, Imran.
Sir, one doubt.
Hi, Imran. This is Vivek.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, Vivek.
Imran.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you.
Vivek.
Thank you so
Vivek,
much.
Vivek.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking my question. Hello. Another person. Could you
Vivek, go ahead.
Please wait for a second. Hi, Imran. This is Vivek. Actually, all the people what they're talking, it's absolutely rocket science for me because this is the first coding step I'm going to take in my life. So
don't worry.
Yeah. So I just came to know about you from my friends who are in Germany who take your course and they got the job over here with your course. So that's a great feedback I got from my friends about you. So that's why I'm taking this course and class, and I have a small doubt. Like I don't know anything about coding, but I know the basics. I worked with sometime with Python, R, with more like Tableau and this Excel.
You don't
But
need to
I
be a
don't know.
programmer,
But
man. You
yeah,
don't need to be a
yeah.
programmer.
And there is a lot of buzz about when you're being a DevOps engineer, you should know more Java. So how much it is true?
Nothing like that. That's all fake, false. See, most of the product are built on Java, and that's why we deal with Java project more. But now most of the project, what I am seeing, are based on Node.js. Right. So tomorrow people will say Java is all about Node.js, or most of the containers that runs are Node.js based. So you cannot say that containers means Node.js. If you want to know Docker, you should know Node.js. It's not like that, right? Developer will use different programming language, different techniques. Being a DevOps, we need to adjust with them, communicate and collaborate. How we communicate and collaborate, how do we adjust with the culture and the tools, that's itself you're going to learn in this course. Not just tools, but how does it integrate. So it doesn't matter if it's Java, it's Node.js, .NET, whatever it is. Okay, we can integrate it, sure.
Okay.
A question, Imran.
Okay.
Hello.
One more thing. Yeah. Germany means midnight. Yeah, there must be very hardworking people. Yes,
it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
for me.
very early in the morning. Right.
Sir, I have one last doubt.
Yeah.
Sir,
yes.
Can I know whether this course is suitable for freshers?
Depends how hard you're willing to work, because I told you, right, one story already in the class. Recently one of freshers batch got selected. Freshers jobs are coming up.
Actually, when I've searched in internet to come to cloud computing, it is said that DevOps is the best course.
Yeah, that is true. Just doing cloud computing, I'll tell you, if you are just willing to do cloud computing and try to find job, it will have a difficult time, because it will be always like that: DevOps with cloud computing, or developer with cloud computing, testers with cloud computing. So purely cloud computing jobs are for architects and system administrators. Okay, but just finding a job based on cloud computing can be tough. Right? But DevOps will not only know cloud computing, but also know how to automate things. Right? Cloud task also DevOps automates. Okay, CICD task DevOps automates. So it's like all in one package deal. So company will be willing to hire you. But learning it will be a tough time for a fresher.
So can I get a job easily after I complete this course?
For fresher, nothing is easy, man. But yes, you will get a job. I promise that, if you work hard. If you practice whatever I do in the course, and I'll guide you with the certifications and projects, just practice. Okay, you will definitely get a job. Finding job is not that tough if you are good in DevOps skills.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Imran, one question from my end.
Hello, Imran. I'm using already screwdriver. Does it require to know like a DevOps again?
You are already using
screwdriver. Yeah.
Screwdriver. I don't know what is screwdriver. I mean, I know the real screwdriver. Is it a tool?
Yeah. It's a CICD process. Yeah.
Okay, developed by? Let me check. Screwdriver is from whom?
I think it's Google, it seems. Or I don't know basic, but we are using that
pipeline as a code. Screwdriver. Okay, I'm not sure about that.
Process.
I'm not sure about that, but I will go through it and I'll let you know. Okay.
One question from my end.
Yeah, next question, please.
This is Mugamke. After the course, like the course you said, like it is for 2 months, right? 2 months or 1.5 months, like it depends. After which, how long it will take us to be job ready or give attempts for interview? Because I hold some 10 years of experience in multiple technologies. Like since I'm with both support and development. When I have hands-on on multiple, I have kept hands on multiple things. So now I couldn't claim myself as strong in one technology. So that is the reason I chose to learn DevOps, whereas I can wrap all my skills in under DevOps.
Right. Good one. Good.
So
good thinking.
I want to know, like I'm in a rigorous job search now. So if I spend some 2 months, and now I'm in maternity leave as well, so I can put some more time onto learning and things. So if I put my complete effort, maybe 5 hours a day or thing,
Sure, that will be awesome.
approximately
Like
how long it
if you can spend that much time, I'm not sure. I mean, it's really your willpower. You're on maternity leave, and really, if you're going to spend 5 hours, it's gonna be awesome. Really, I know many students who actually work 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, and in just the 2 months complete, they start finding the job, and they even get the job because they practiced a lot. They can speak in the interview, right? But I would say don't rush too much, right? You're already in maternity leave. Take care of yourself first. You will find a job. Don't worry. You look very passionate. Maybe more, not 2 months, 3 months. Maybe you learn something more. Okay, but don't set like that a timeline. Because if that is not met, you get dissatisfied. You get discouraged. Okay, yes, you can say that in 2 months I will try to do that, but if it goes more than that, be a little flexible. Okay, it takes time sometimes.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. And one more question is like you mentioned like DevOps manager, right? So I'm in my almost a mid of my career, like 10 plus years of experience. So based on which like I can like in the starting level itself I can claim such roles, right? Not as a beginner in DevOps.
No, I don't suggest. If you're already a manager, then it is fine, but I don't suggest if you're not a manager to become a DevOps manager. Okay, first work as a DevOps engineer, consultant, architect, and then if you want, you can go. DevOps manager is not a technical work, by the way. It's managing the DevOps team, the entire team. Okay, and moreover, it's disposable jobs, right? They move from this project to that project. So first get good hands on, then you can decide.
Imran,
Imran, one small question is that
sure,
already in the project DBA will be there as a DevOps role. As a DevOps role, how it will be responsible for the database migration? Can you elaborate on that?
Migration and all is too much.
In the sense, lower environment to upper environment.
Okay, still, I will tell you this, that most of the places I worked, wherever the DB is on the cloud, that's where it can be integrated with the DevOps. But DevOps, but the DB database, right, which is on premise, even if it's on cloud, it's on virtual machines and all, it's not integrated with DevOps because it's a very, very risky thing to do. Okay, and moreover, database related changes we can implement through the pipeline. We can script it and we can do the database retention, but migrations and patching and all those things that should not be integrated with the pipeline. Okay, it needs to be done separately. It needs to be taken care separately. Yes, you can automate most part. Who is
Sorry for interrupting. Can you elaborate on database changes?
Right. Everyone, please move. Okay, for example, if you're using like this is mostly related to NoSQL, right? DynamoDB, Cassandra, where you can implement any database change, table change, schemas change, water related change that can be scripted by the DB developers, and we can trigger it from the CICD pipeline if there is any change. But again, as I said, these things are also done separately most of the time. Database things are mostly kept separate than the CICD pipeline. Okay, because it's a very risky thing to do. Your phone is ringing.
Thank you, Imran.
I have a question. Can I go ahead, please? I've been waiting.
Yeah, go ahead. What is your name?
Okay. My name is Jay.
Jay. Yeah,
yes.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So about the course, right? I know you said it's about 45 days, and how much is it? How much does it cost? The entire course.
Just a moment. So cost, Malti will tell you. Just contact her. She will tell you about the course. Just give me a moment. I'm getting a phone call from office. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Coming to DevOps and cloud, which one is more trending in the market, DevOps or cloud?
It's combination, combo. It's a combo world. Okay. So separately, I already answered that question, by the way. Cloud computing with DevOps. Anyways, whenever you are DevOps, it's by default assumed that you know cloud computing. So it's like that. Separately, cloud computing, if you get a person who knows DevOps and cloud, why will you take a person who just knows cloud? It's like that. But DevOps is more focused on the dev and ops part of the cloud. But then you have other kinds of cloud jobs also. You have cloud architects, you have system and engineers or the cloud engineers. So that's a separate job. But of course, DevOps will be much more reasonable to get, compared to just having the cloud guys. There's also one more terminology coming up called as cloud ops, which is a made up term, I know, but that really means a cloud engineer who knows automation. It's like that. So it's something related to DevOps only.
Okay. So what is
we'll get in class recording.
DevSecOps.
DevSecOps. Who was that? Who is that? Who is DevSecOps? Who asked this question?
Whoever did.
DevSecOps?
Yeah,
who was it?
That's me, Praveen, Imran.
Praveen. Okay, Praveen. So what's your question on DevSecOps?
No, yeah, we hear the DevOps, right? Similarly, we are hearing DevSecOps, yeah.
Right. I was actually working on that 2 months back also. So DevSecOps is about integrating security in the DevOps pipeline for the DevOps pipeline and with the DevOps pipeline. That basically means code. Who is that, man? Can you please mute? All right, thank God. Okay, so security part, starting with the code, right? In the code, there could be vulnerabilities. So code scanning can be done. Let's say, when you're building the software, when you're building the artifact, before that, you can do code scanning. Then there are other kinds of scanning like vulnerability assessment. On the product when it is deployed or on the operating system where it is running, there are many vulnerabilities. So all the scanning part, scanning the code, scanning operating system, scanning network, and finding the vulnerabilities. Too many vulnerabilities, stop the pipeline, fix the vulnerabilities, then only the code can be moved to the next level. Right? So integrating security at each and every level of the pipeline is actually DevSecOps. The start of DevSecOps, I would say, not a complete DevSecOps, because complete DevSecOps is not yet there in most of the places. Right? So like we're building the code, deploying the codes everywhere, taking care of the security part. Right? In short, I will say penetration tester combined with DevOps is DevSecOps. In short, for understanding.
Thanks. Yeah, and another term which I'm hearing is site reliability engineer. Is it related to DevOps?
SRE. More or less, but SRE is more for productions. You can say SRE comes in the umbrella of DevOps. I mean, SRE is also someone who automates, who takes care of the system, but it's more to production level.
Yeah, thanks, Imran. And another thing, this DevOps can we integrate with Azure as well, apart from AWS?
Can integrate with?
Azure Cloud.
Yeah, of course. Azure has its own DevOps services also.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Cloud infrastructure doesn't matter. This is the process. You can use different tools. You can use one tool to do everything, or you can use one cloud provider to do everything. You can use cloud provider plus the tools. So different combination, guys. I'll teach you all those different combinations.
Imran, this is Salem.
Hi, Imran. Yes, Salem.
I'd like to know that I'm currently working in an environment where we're working on premises, basically, and I'm a Linux system engineer. And I'd like to make sure, how does this course benefit on the on-prem environment rather than the cloud? I mean, we don't have cloud technology in our environment currently, but we're basically touching some basic aspects of the DevOps side. So I'd like to make sure that, like, how will you be able to do the implementation if somebody wants to understand the on-prem?
On the cloud, if I am showing you that you have to launch an EC2 instance, which is basically a virtual machine on the cloud, instead of that, you may have a virtual machine by running some, maybe on VMware platform.
Right.
Okay. and then installing this Jenkins tool or Ansible tool on the cloud rather than installing the same tool on your virtual machine, on your data center, or even on the physical machines. Okay, those these things you can do it on the physical environment, but there are a few things that I'm going to teach you in the course that cannot be done on the physical environment. That will be like more developer or more DevOps related services. Like, as I already told you, that I'm going to show what is Beanstack and RDS. This is purely cloud services. Code commit, code build, code pipeline, code deploy. These are purely cloud services. Okay. Route 53, yeah, routing policies, it's anywhere in any DNS. So, but other things like, for example, Route 53 is a DNS service. You will also have DNS service in physical environment, right? Log management on AWS. You'll have some logging tools in your environment, right? So that's how you can relate, but few things cannot be related in with the physical environment.
So would this also
Imran, I have one question. In our company
help in migrating
Imran,
physical hardware to
how many projects that you are covering?
Rajni, hold on. Let me take other question. I'll come back to you. Who was asking this question, by the way, first?
This is Shilan.
Whose question I was answering?
You're answering my question. This is Shilan here.
Okay, Kamalakar, you got your answer?
Hey, Imran, I have a question.
Yeah, wait.
No,
I see raise hand Mukund. Is there any Mukund in the class? Mute yourself, everyone. Mute yourself, everyone. Okay, you know what? If you want to talk, raise hands, and I will come to you.
Yeah.
That way we'll have much less disturbance. Mukund?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so currently I'm working as a DevOps. Okay, so this question I already checked in the chat. Still, I want to take a chance. Okay, so I'm struggling in the Chef. Okay, so are we covering Chef as well?
No, man, we are not covering Chef actually. We are covering Ansible though. I stopped taking Chef. It's been like 3 years. I'm not training people on Chef.
Okay, if I avail for this course, can I get videos of Chef? So I can
But that won't be the latest videos also. Okay, there are Chef videos that are but very old. Okay, like 3 years old. So I do not recommend you if you're working on Chef alone. If you want to learn Chef, better you do a Chef course. And there is a Chef tutorials in the Chef documentation, right? That also you can do. That is actually the best Chef material that I have seen ever. Or maybe you can join a Chef course probably on Udemy or somewhere. But this course is definitely not for you then.
Oh, sure, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, hi Imran. This is Kamalakar.
Yeah, Kamalakar. Raise hands, please. I'll come to you. There is an option to raise hands in the meeting.
So in this course, so how many projects that you are going to cover, and these projects will help us in putting in our resume. And one more question is, are you covering Terraform tool?
Okay, coming with the last question, Terraform I'm not covering in the class. I will give you Terraform videos. Talking about projects, so we have 5 to 6 projects actually. To be specific, more specific, 5 projects you can say. But if you're interested in more project, I have a different course for you. In a second, I will show you that course. Just a moment. Come on up. Okay. Okay, so this is the course on the Udemy you can find, DevOps projects course. This is for people who already know DevOps and want to have more hands-on. And wow, there is a sale. Seriously, 490 rupees. Okay, anyways. So this is the projects course, 20 projects you have. From this 5 projects we cover in the course. If you want to know more projects, then you can take up this course. It's anyways on a huge discount, guys. If you want to pick up this. Okay, I think it's Black Friday sale maybe. So I really got a very good feedbacks on this course. I think 2,000 3,000 students we have. If you're already a DevOps, you can go with this one also. After the course, you can go with this one. I'll give you the link in the chat.
Okay. So, like, basically, I have 1 years IT experience. So, how many years of experience I can put on this DevOps?
Come again?
So I have overall 5.5 years IT experience. So I don't have any real experience on DevOps.
In DevOps, so that's why you are joining the course.
Correct. So like, how many years of experience I can put and go?
Oh, that I will not tell you, man. That is for you to decide.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Imran. I am Pradeep. So my question is, I'm currently in testing. So I am having 2 years of experience, and can I claim
you are currently in what?
I'm currently having 2 years of experience in testing area. Okay, and I am also familiar with Linux environment and some infra concept, also server management. So can this course help me to like get more confident in DevOps? Like I want to switch my job.
Confidence, definitely. Confidence, definitely. This course will give you a lot.
Like I want to also do some hands-on practice because we have some local Linux environment. So I can practice on that also. Jenkins and all we are using also.
Don't need to do that. You can use your own environment. I'll teach you how you can set up your own environment. Once you are confident, then you can of course work in the projects. There are many students who join the course. They learn and simultaneously they implement it in the project also. Okay, but they know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then you can break things. So I recommend first you practice in a local environment like everyone does, on the cloud environment, your own account, and then you start implementing it in your projects. Okay.
Yeah, and
that will be
like
good
one more question I have. Hello. Yeah. I have one more question. Like I want to switch my job in DevOps career. So what can be the expectation from the interviewer, like from my side, in terms of technical skills in DevOps? So
that is an impossible question to answer, man. What are the expectations based on the what profile they are looking for, right? But basic expectation, I would say you should know how to do
AWS
automation. Yeah, can I continue?
Yeah.
So basic expectation will be that you understand what is a CICD pipeline and you should be able to set up a CICD pipeline. That's a very basic expectation. System automation. Okay, at the Linux or Windows, whatever system they have.
Yeah.
Let me complete. Who is interrupting in the middle? Right, and basic Docker in today's time. Cloud, Docker, CI/CD, system automation. These will be the basic. Anybody will look for a DevOps. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, Imran, myself.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, next question.
Hi, Imran. Yeah, hi, Imran. Myself, Manjunath. So I just want to know whether you will cover the Prometheus and Grafana configuration as well, because in my project, like we are using Prometheus and Grafana for the monitoring of the Dockers and containers.
Monitoring
so
and
that
logging
will
will be out. Monitoring and logging will be out of the scope of our course.
Okay, I mean just like overview of the configuration, how it has been
That
configured
you
for
can,
Docker.
man, if you know Kubernetes, you can set it up like in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It's that easy.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
yeah.
If you know all the concepts that you learn in the course, and finally we do Kubernetes, and you just, I will show you documentation, man. Run Prometheus on Kubernetes, just less than 5 minutes work. Just pull the Helm charts and just deploy it. It's running, up and running. Okay, setting up is not a big deal. It won't be a big deal for anybody in this course. They can set up anything anywhere. That won't be a problem. But if you want to know more things, like what is Prometheus, how it works, how does it collect logs, how Prometheus commands, Prometheus backups, that is out of the scope.
Yeah, that's what I'm okay. That is out of the scope. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Imran. I
Okay,
just have
thank you.
one small doubt. These 20 projects which you are showing now, if it has become so famous now, then everybody might be knowing the complete project architecture of these 20 projects, right? So if we learn this and if we say it outside now in the interview, will they get to know
Why
that?
will you say the same name of the project, man?
No, not the same name, but the architecture, I'm saying.
No, come on, man. Architecture will be different then. What do you think? I mean, if the Google is doing some CI/CD pipeline, Amazon cannot do that same pipeline. Is it a copyrighted thing? Come on.
Okay. So we can go ahead with it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course you can go ahead.
Yeah, Imran, sorry to interrupt. Manjunath again.
Yeah, Manjunath.
Yeah, actually, I am in rotational shifts in my project, so I just want to know whether recordings will be available if I will miss
Yes,
training.
recordings will be available. There are people like you who sometimes join, sometimes don't join because of the regular rotating shifts. But one thing you have to do is you have to make sure you watch the previous class video before you join this class.
Okay. Yeah, sure. That I will do. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And Imran, I have MacBook actually, so Mac OS.
Which version? Tell me first. M1? Do you have M1?
It's Sierra OS.
That's fine, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. So while installing any tool, so I don't get
No problem, no problem.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
It's just few tools that you need to install on your system. Most of the things will be on the AWS cloud only.
Hi, Imran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Imran.
Hello.
This is Ashok.
Yeah, Ashok.
Sir, is there any offline program?
Sorry?
Offline.
There
Rather
is.
than the
There is. It is starting. Check with Malti. She will guide you.
Okay, thank you.
Imran, I have one question. Already in our projects, right, we are building the CI/CD process through tools and all. Does it require to know like the DevOps separately, like the concepts about whatever you are telling? We already building it, but I doesn't know the concept. But already we are building the pipeline, everything.
If you're building the pipeline, you also know the process also, right?
Yeah, I
you
know the
already
process.
building it, you already
Apart
know the
from
process.
this Docker images and all,
Apart from?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Other than this Docker image, right? No, the Docker images we are not
Your voice is
using,
breaking, Rajni. I'm not
but
able to hear you
only
properly.
all we are
Your voice
building
is
through
breaking.
YAML script and through KSH scripts and using this screwdriver. I mean a tool.
Yeah.
Do you able to hear me now?
Yes, now I can. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do you able to hear me now?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah. See, in our projects already we build the pipeline using some other tools like I mean outside we have many tools, right? Using the tools we already build our projects and all through CI/CD process. So but we are not using any Docker images and all. Only to know the Docker images and Kubernetes, like I have to know like the DevOps course. I can take
No.
that.
No. You can just learn Docker and Kubernetes. That will be more than enough.
Okay. So I mean, we already building this CI/CD process through outside tools, right? Does the concepts will be the same like the
concepts will be same, Rajni. Any tool, any technology, any cloud you use, the concepts and process will be same. The things that changes is the tool, technologies. That's all.
Okay. For CI/CD process, only the YAML only we are using mostly, right? Apart from that YAML,
No.
are we going
There
to
are
use
many
any
ways.
other language?
There are many ways. What you can do, Rajni, is go through this course, DevOps project. At least go through the introduction. You will see different kinds of CI/CD pipeline that is there in this course. So you will understand. Okay, YAML is just one data representation language which is used in Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Yeah, many places in DevOps it is used. Okay, but it is just a data representation language. But if you don't know what you're doing, for example, you need to write a letter. You don't know programming language. Sorry, you don't know the language to write that letter. You have pen and paper. You just have pen and paper, but you don't know the language. Maybe you want to write a letter in Chinese. You don't know Chinese, but you know pen and paper. Is that enough? Can you write a letter? Of course not, right? So that's how it is. YAML is used to write many other kinds of information, but if you don't know what kind of information you're writing, then you can't do anything with YAML. It's just a pen and paper.
Okay, got
YAML
it.
is just pen
Yeah.
and paper.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Imran. Your session helpful me a lot.
No problem. My yeah. Who was that?
This Chaitanya, sir.
Yeah, Chaitanya. Please be quick, guys. 5 more minutes I have for you.
Yeah. Like I have seen that you have released some e-learning videos. Will it be the same content in this entire course, or is it some adding extra features in this course?
No, it's same. But here it's more live. And people they want live, they want to talk to me, they have problems, queries while they're doing hands-on practice. So the live course always helps to solve those problems. So it's same thing, same content, but it's live. That's offline, that's all.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Ashok, there is an offline program. Check with Malti, she will guide you. In your company already build the project on CICD Pipeline using some tools. Does it require to learn DevOps necessary? Oh yeah, I think that's Rajini's question. I already answered that. Yeah. Run a query. I'm having 2 years of experience in testing and I'm familiar with Linux. Pradeep, I think I answered this question also. Questions on Grafana, I think I answered that. Kept getting talked over, I think. Yeah, Tech Hat, I think he left. All right, guys, 4 more minutes. Do you have any more questions?
Thank you, Imran.
One question, like, will we be involved in projects like while completing each and every tool?
Yeah, after completing the tools, I will send you these slides. Okay, just go through it. I have put there, completing those things, and then what will be the project, the architectural design, the project name will be down there, and then the architectural design, like that. Okay, so you'll get this.
Okay.
So this is the course content, so you can go through this.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Hey, Imran. So will the class be every day, Monday through Friday, or the schedule?
Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday.
Okay.
Hey Imran, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have bought the courses which you have suggested, like 20 plus projects and the online course which is available. So the PDFs, can I find them online or?
Everything is mentioned in the course, from where to fetch the source code, where are the documents and resources, everything is there in the course.
Okay. So I haven't gone through the online hub which DevOps. I have gone through the 20 plus projects. Yeah. Thank you.
Check that. It's mentioned there.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Hi, Imran. Madhukar this side.
Yeah, Madhukar.
Yeah, will the classes start regularly from tomorrow, or will it take some time?
Oh, it's I think from Monday. Let me check with Malti. Monday.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Monday, I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys. I think then that is it. I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good day and night.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.